Little girl was writing an essay. She said, Miss, can you read my essay? Oh, yeah, sure. I went ahead and, oh, how am I better because of that? She'd been sexually abused as a young girl. And she was very young. And she says, what could I say? I'm like, what do I say to her? I said, well, first of all, when someone's hurt you, you have to forgive them. You have to forgive them. If you don't forgive the people who hurt you, it destroys you emotionally, mentally, and physically. You'll never become the person you're meant to be. You have to forgive. It's the only power you have against your offender, is to forgive the people that hurt you. You have to forgive. And then I said to her, and no one understands the hurt that you feel except you. Could you turn around and help someone else who has the same circumstance, situation? She said, you mean like a counselor or something? I said, yeah. All new hope. Her face was, she was like, wow. And she began writing how she was going to forgive and how she was going to give back to others. I can undo your past, your circumstances, but I can help you build strength and use the bad and turn it into good. Oh. The hardest one has been essay number 1 in your workbooks. Look at essay number 1. This young man came to me and said, would you read my essay from page 67? I said, sure. So I began reading his essay, and he says, the greatest obstacle I face is my father murdered my mother. And I said, that's not your obstacle. That's not your obstacle. It's forgiving your father for murdering your mother. Because now you're a prisoner of your father. He had you enslaved with the bitterness, the anger, and the hatred you have for him. You had no choice but to forgive him, or you'll never be successful. You'll never achieve what you want in your life. He said, but how? How? I said, think about it. You must make the choice to begin forgiveness in your life so you could be free. He went back and wrote this essay. The black and white headlines in the newspaper were staring back at me, but it did not register. FBI finds jawbone of missing woman. Could it really be my mother's? The remains of mother's skeleton, which were found, assured me she was dead. They only found pieces of her skeleton. And it was so brutal, the murder. Look, and father is free. He was deported to El Salvador. He got away. But is he free? Is anyone ever free? They will have to live with the guilt, which also will eat them from inside out. Look at paragraph 3. Life is an obstacle all of its own. My obstacle also my biggest fear, which lies deep within me. Something I've never been able to forget. Forgiving my father is my fear because he took my mother from me. I have found my way through many obstacles in my life. Now it's time to overcome the mountain in my life. Overcoming my obstacle will free me from my eternal prison. It's time for me to live again. It's time for me to what? To forgive. It's time for me to live again. How many young people are in prison with bitterness and anger? And I said to this young man, would you please let me share your story? Because if you can make the decision to begin to forgive your father, we can forgive anything. And our life is a constant struggle of forgiveness, isn't it? Because the persons who are supposed to love you, support you, be there for you, are you the ones that hurt you the most? Or let you down? Right? Right? Now what about these young children who started this very early in their lives? Don't trust anybody. Don't feel anybody loves them. When he got back, he wrote me an email and he said, June, thank you for giving me the option that I could be free or in prison. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. It's awesome. Kids are enslaved with their obstacles, with their struggles, with their bitterness. They have no solution. Now imagine young people beginning to write down their obstacles and then finding character quality, understanding there's a way to overcome it. What do you think begins to happen in the workshop? Do I have a clue? Do you think there's a catharsis going on? I've had kids beginning to cry and to weep and write. Their lives begin to change little boy came up to me. I'm so mad. I'm so angry. I hate the world. My mother and father gave me away and I'm adopted. They didn't want me. I play football for that reason. I can beat up on other people and take my anger out. Every day I'm going to go out practice and I just, as hard as I can, I hit the other guy. I'm so mad. But when you said today that I wasn't an accident, that I was born for a purpose, I said, have you forgiven your parents? I don't even know who they are. I was just a baby. I said, but they're somewhere. Have you forgiven them? He says, I said, say it. I forgive my parents. I looked at me, he took a deep breath. He said, I forgive my parents. There's something special for me when my parents. That young boy's face turned. I said, how do you feel now? He said, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. In just a matter of minutes. It didn't take 30 hours of counseling. We did it. I cannot tell you how, when it starts moving in an auditorium with kids and they begin to write your support, how the kids begin to change and see life from a different perspective. There's hope. There's hope. I didn't know that was there before. There's hope for me. It's just awesome to see. Now imagine not only are they making these decisions, they're writing them down. And when you write something down, what happens? Something begins to happen within that young person. It's like a seal. And as I work with my minor students, the hardest thing is to write the essay. And it's the number one place we want to go with them. Once they have the essay down, it's like they started going. But until that point, I couldn't get them moving. But once I could get them to write the essay, they began to believe what they wrote on the paper. Like, whoa, I can do this. I'm going to college. I'm overcoming that obstacle. I could conquer the world. It's like nothing you will ever see. Writing the essay in the student workshop is one of the most important things we'll do. But is a student ready to write an essay when they just walk in the door? No. All this other pieces have to be in place. Remember the inspiration and the motivation, then they're ready to listen to our information.